welcome, welcome. I just want to make sure my everything is working. I think, yeah. Can you hear me? Can you see me? How about now? How about now? I think I did it. Okay. We had some weirdness going with connectivity. Okay. You know, always a little technical hiccups at the first of the year. Why the hell not? Thanks for joining. Happy Saturday. It's snowy for me. It's usually we can see the mountains. It's all just like a whiteout, just this kind of snowy, you know, white. It's that like micro snow. It's not the big fluffy flakes. Everything's just kind of white. A little bit sparkly, kind of nice on a Saturday morning. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. I'm going to be working on a project while we hang out, and I think Spencer's trying to join. Like I said, what's the start of the year without a little bit of technical difficulty? But I have this this little pattern to be working on today. I got it from our Stitch People ambassador and author of Stitching Outside the Box, Erica Koda. She's Arca Koda on Instagram. From Japan. So I'm going to work on a little coin purse. I have comments, which is so fun. Hi, Chris from Yorkshire. Hi, Jennifer from South Africa. Michelle from Taylorsville, just up the road. Natasha from Ohio. Katie from Wisconsin. Ashley from Manitoba. This is so fun. Becky from Norfolk. Patty from Chicago. Katie loud and clear. Yay! I'm so glad you can all see in here. Roxanne from Arkansas. Michelle from Arizona. I'm in Utah. I'm about, 40 to 50 minutes south of Salt Lake City. And so, yeah, we're in the height of wintertime. Best snow on earth, they say, of my state. So I'm wearing this extremely loud shirt. I thought I'd be able to see it more, but my sister went to Disneyland for Christmas and got me this Lion King shirt that is so obnoxious and loud and bright, and I love it so much. It's the perfect Saturday Saturday attire to hang out around the house. So let's see. Oh, hello, Elizabeth in East Texas. Sue from Tarzana. Sue, are you safe from fires? I can't remember where Tarzana is. Snowed here all day on Tuesday. Washington, Canada. Wonderful. Oh, it's so fun to have so many people here. Thanks for joining. We've typically done Sip and Stitches for our Stitch People Club, but realized kind of a more the merrier situation. It's fun to hang out. It's fun to be in chat. I can see in here you just can't video. Oh no. Hello from Edmonton, up in Canada. Fortunately safe from the fires. Good, good. I'm glad to hear that, Susan. That's good. Oh, thank you, Becky. I'm just a Lion King kid. I love, 90s kid. I loved Pocahontas. That I think was probably my favorite of the 90s, but Lion King will always have a dear, dear place in my heart. Checking in from Indianapolis. Wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad you all are here. This is exciting. Tell me, I know what's hard about Sip and Stitches, we've tried them in numbers of ways. We've done Zoom calls in the past. We've done option where you can like not call in, but we have to put a link and you can join. But it was always kind of a grab bag with the Stitch People Club, like, a more limited audience. You never quite knew how many people you were going to get. And so we just decided to do YouTube just because it's more broad, more people can join, we can hang out. But I do understand the conundrum that is if you're trying to stitch and we're all trying to hang out and have fun, but you're also chatting, that's annoying. So I don't know, strike your balance. Ignore me if you don't want to chat at all. That's fine. But I am curious what you're all working on. Hello, Christina from Finland. Much colder than here. Will this be available later on YouTube? Yes, Patty, for all of your for all your stitching time. If you ever just need somebody gabbing ceaselessly in the background, it'll be available for replay. If you just need constant stream of consciousness in the background. Feel free. But yes, they will be available. Okay, here's my conundrum though. This adorable pattern that Arca Coda on Instagram sent me that I will be making into a bag. It's cool. It's like, it's a proper craft. All I have is fabric and fabric for the inside, and then I have to make the little pouch. And it's got a pattern, but all the instructions are in Japanese. So I don't speak Japanese, so I'm going to be doing my best to figure this out. There's pictures though. Oh, look, there's pictures there too. I was just looking at the pattern. Well, 1, I cannot read. 2 has pictures. It looks like we trace first. We trace onto the fabric. That makes sense. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. And then we are doing, yeah, cross stitches basically, which is exciting. It's this pretty floral. And yeah, you can see, I mean, this makes sense to my cross-stitcher brain. Some things are very universal. So I'm excited to do this. Oh, Michelle's knitting a Harry Potter style scarf. Yay! I have, I got these, it was actually from a Stitch People friend. When I was in the UK, I got to visit a handful of lovely people from the Stitch People community. It was so fun. And, Jenny, she had these cool like 4D puzzles, Harry Potter puzzles, and I saw them at the top of her shelf. There was like the Weasleys store in Diagon Alley. I was like, oh, that's so cute. And she and her husband were like, oh, there's a couple more we haven't done. You should take them and do them. And I was like, no. And they're like, no. They've been sitting there for a couple years. We never finished them. And I think they're in my front room, but I got to do Gringotts Bank and Ollivanders. And so now on my TV console, there's like some books and our like speaker bar and then like the 3D puzzle. Anyway, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so I love that. A proper Ravenclaw. Spencer's a Ravenclaw, my hubs. Spence, I just saw you peek around the corner. Are you going to come in? Maybe not. I'm a Gryffindor. I joke that I'm a reluctant Gryffindor because I'm not proud of, I feel like it's my flaws that make me a Gryffindor. I just have to grab some scissors. Don't mind me. I always joke that it's my flaws that make me a Gryffindor, but, you know, for better or for worse. I wish I was a Hufflepuff. I really admire Hufflepuffs. It's the loyalty thing. The integrity. The lore goes that the Hufflepuff common room password hasn't had to change for 1,000 years, but the Gryffindor password has to change weekly. Which, yeah, that sounds right. It's like that urge that there's like a bigger picture and breaking the rules for the greater good, and alas. But hey, it results in entrepreneur energy and cross-stitching. Oh, Gingerbread House from 2 years ago. Lauren, hey, you know what? No worries. I still have so many unfinished projects. The original iteration of the Stitch People Club, I had started making just little portraits of, there's this artist named Queen Herbie, and all her like EPs and albums are just like cool headshots, like really stylized with like bold color backgrounds, super weird fun fashion, super different hairstyles and fun makeup. And I was like, hey, these would be really fun to stitch because they're going to be challenging, you know, for Stitch People Club classes to be like, okay, how do we tackle this hair? And I think I have it somewhere.
Here, I'll look.
Yeah,
Hi, everybody. It's
going to be in this bin.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. It's the stiff, under the yellow fabric in your hand, it's that stiff one.
Ah.
Okay, and I was going to do all her album covers, and I only got to 5. But I still have this, I was going to make it a pillow. How cute are those, though, huh? So I still want to finish them someday. So I admire that you're still working on the gingerbread house. I tell you what, here's a trick. If any of you need some accountability for a project or, you know, to finish it, teach a freaking class. Because then you've got to finish it to help, you know, show people, and people want to see the after photos when you're done. And so I'm like, I got to keep going so that I can post it and show people. So anyway. Hello from your neighbor to the west, Wyoming. You know, Wyoming's underrated. We drove across the country. We have an RV, and we drive out east because we have 3 dogs, 3 old dogs now, and it's hard to travel for long periods of time, even like a week, because we usually have to do dog sitters. So a few years back, we got an RV, actually, and it was before COVID, which really helped because we were able to go to some rural areas with rural living family in our RV, which was nice. But we took our time this last summer and stopped in Wyoming. And what I'm getting at is I drove out from Cheyenne to, I can't remember, a national park or state park and hiked around for like a whole afternoon. And oh my gosh, underrated Wyoming. I think Wyoming's one of those ones people forget about, right? Like, you know, New Orleans is in Louisiana and Chicago's in LA. You know, you've got like these states with like the big shiny places that people think about. Even Utah's on the map because all the like Arches National Park, all those Zion National Park, Bryce National Park. But I see Wyoming. I like it. South Dakota, same thing. South Dakota thrives. We love South Dakota. Hello, Elizabeth Hernandez, working on Valentine's cross-stitch jewelry. Huzzah! Look at you getting ahead of it. I hope all of you have seen. One thing I'm trying to do this year is help you get ahead of stitching, because that's one thing that I am bad at. For example, I still have some Christmas presents to send out because I'm bad at that, getting ahead of things. So
Whose presents? Whose presents?
Well, this one
Oh,
that I have to
that's
finish
right.
stitching. Namely.
Check your microphone.
Oh, okay. Spencer's going to check my microphone. Can I keep talking? Can they hear me?
Yeah, no, please.
Anywho, so what I'm doing this, I'm going to brandish my scissors at you all. What I'm doing this year is every month, I'm trying to get ahead of the upcoming months. So I have a static post for Instagram, like on January 1st, that shows January and February coming up, like holidays. For example, Martin Luther King Day and Valentine's Day. But also in there, I've scoured the internet for all the fun little holidays like International Hugging Day or Cancer Awareness Day or, you know, these kinds of things. And I'm also putting what patterns we already have on offer if you want to make a portrait for that occasion or a gift for that occasion. So I think I think we're pinning these to our Instagram. I also then have like a longer in-depth post each month. So there's one that's kind of like an overview. And then even better is if you go to stitchpeople.com/calendar, you can actually see a calendar with those holidays in there. And if you click on it in the description, it mentions like what patterns we have that would work. For example, tomorrow is Australia Day, the way that like the US has 4th of July. And even though we don't have specific Australia Day patterns, although I thought we had marsupials and Australian animals. Do you remember that? Because when our designer Julian is from Australia. So at one point I do remember at least discussing Australian wildlife. But, you know, barbecues, parties, fireworks, our 4th of July patterns would be really good for that. We need to put out a flag, but those will at least get you started. That's just an example for tomorrow. So keep an eye on our Instagram for like planning ahead and calendar posts, and go to stitchpeople.com/calendar if you want to see a physical calendar. If you're a Google user, well, I guess, or an iCal, any calendar user, at the bottom of, you can, or at the top, you can subscribe to the calendar at the top of the page, stitchpeople.com/calendar. So yeah, trying to help you get ahead in the ways that I cannot ever because of my ADHD brain. So thank you, Elizabeth, for mentioning Valentine's. That's very cool. Lauren's in Utah. Oh yes, we talked about gingerbread house, cross-stitching the cardinal. Nice, Becky. Google Lens to translate instructions. Michelle, that's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
I forgot about that. That's cool. Man, you know, for all of like the weird question marks of what technology is becoming today, there is some pretty cool stuff. I'm working on stitching a denim vest, Justine. We love that. I bought a, what's it called? Like a jumpsuit? Is that like one of those onesie like worker suits? By, is it like Dickies brand or whatever?
Overalls? Oh, like
No, it's my black
overalls.
one. It's
Yeah,
like
okay,
with the
overalls.
short sleeves and a collar. It's like a little, jumpsuit. And I got it because I realized I was resisting doing like yard work because I felt like I didn't have any clothes for it. Because I didn't want to wear like my exercise clothes because it wasn't just like getting sweaty outside. It was like dirt, you know. And I didn't want to wear just like a t-shirt that I might want to wear otherwise. So anyway, I bought like this so that I could wear this when I was doing yard work. And I thought I had thought that I would embroider the back and the front and make it kind of gardeny and cute. So that's reminding me of that, and I'm inspired. Wedding sampler, lovely, Colleen. Ooh, the stitch patterns. Oh, I like the stitch patterns. That's a great, great brand for anybody who doesn't know it. The Stitch Patterns, all one word. Starry coffee like a Van Gogh. That's cute. Montana. Cynthia's in Montana. Oh, thanks. Elizabeth likes my wallpaper. Me too. I wanted my office to make me laugh. I found, once again, I was avoiding working in my office. I thought, why is that? It's because it was beige. Period. And so I got multicolored jungle wallpaper. And you can see the seams because I installed it. It's expensive wallpaper. And we've been thinking of moving. And so I found some brilliant person on Pinterest. You make a grid on your just regular painted wall with painter's tape, like every 10 inches, just a grid of painter's tape. Then on top of that grid, you put double-sided tape, and then you put your wallpaper, and then I'll be able to remove it when I go. Harry Potter, so fun. Oh, we've got another Van Gogh. Invisible ink pen. That's awesome, Becky. Michelle loves Queen Herbie. Yay, me too. Your first offer of the Titanic people. Fun. Where can I get that? Starry Coffee. Oh, Susan, the Starry Coffee pattern is via The Stitch Patterns. That's the brand. Can you track down a URL, Spence?
Sure will.
I still have presents in my dining room. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. This year, I don't know why. December just creeped up.
Okay, here's the Starry Coffee.
Spencer is putting the Starry Coffee link in the chat if you're interested. So enjoy. Can anyone recommend a quick sample stitch for Valentine's birthday for a woman? Good question. We have a free Valentine's pattern you can use.
Pull that one up too.
It's kind of just a basic set with hearts and things. And then we also have a paid Valentine's pattern if you want even more Valentine-y things. Our free versions are usually just like a page of something. But you could stitch yourself with your friend in a little heart for Valentine or something if you wanted to. Or if anybody else has any recommendations, the point is to get you stitching and feeling happy and creative and engaged in a hobby that lights you up. So whether that's via Stitch People or not, that's okay. Spence, should I scooch my chair?
I mean, if you want, but I think
Spencer's here. He's
I promise I'm here.
He's like the MVP at Stitch People. He runs the website. So if any of you haven't ever met
Hello.
Spence, he's the other half of this equation.
I was planning on joining from my computer down in my office, but these AirPods, like, I could hear, but I couldn't talk. So I figured you wouldn't want to just watch me mouthing words. So thought I'd join here.
Oh, you guys, is anybody watching Severance?
Oh.
I'm just going to ask. Let me know, because if you're not, I don't want to spoil anything. But if you're not...
Well, you'd have to speak in non-spoiler terms. Anyway,
it's just so good. It's just so good. They dropped... Was it last night the episode came out?
Yeah, I think so.
Just last night, a new episode dropped. Man, what a vibe. What a vibe of a show. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. I recommend it to everybody. It's, for those who don't know, it's a show on Apple TV. Great cast, directed by Ben Stiller in his production company. And the notion is that you can put a chip in your brain that separates your like personal life, quote unquote real life, from your work life. So that every time you go to work, your brain like shifts into work mode. And then when you leave work, the chip goes and it shifts you back into real life. So you don't remember like your real life, outside life at work, and vice versa. You're not, the notion being you're not plagued in your real life by your work responsibilities, or that you're not distracted at work by your real life. And it's a little sci-fi because that's not a thing. And anyway, it's really good. We rewatched the first season in preparation for the second season that just started. Ooh, baby.
Highly recommend. It's on Apple TV.
Baby. It's really, really good.
Very great show.
Very
also,
great
we've been
show.
watching The Pit.
Oh, yeah, The Pit.
It's on HBO Max or whatever that one is called these days. I don't know what it's called.
They all
Anyway,
change. So confusing.
It's the people who made
ER
back in the day. They've started a new show, and it's got...
I actually think it's technically a reboot.
Because it's got Robbie.
Not David Duchovny. What's his name?
Shoot.
He's at the hospital.
Yeah, he was a young guy, Noah Wiley.
Oh, yeah.
He plays Dr. Michael Robbie Rabinowitz.
Yeah.
something it's
Yeah, it's really good. We got
benefits.
to work on a project with Taylor Dearden, who plays one of the, what is she, like one of the residents maybe?
Dr. King.
Dr. King. She's fantastic. So, yeah, check out The Pit. I'll stitch a baby gift later today. I haven't watched this week's yet. Ooh, 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 ooh. We love Severance. So.
That's my brain now without a chip.
Hey, well, there you go.
Oh, I was gonna say, how sci-fi is that really?
Right. Well,
by choice or no?
except that, well, yeah, okay. I think I probably do need a frame for this. This is beautiful, Ada fabric. Do you ever just like, sometimes I buy Ada fabric and it's like a little more stiff than I want it to be. This one's like really, it's like silky. It's not stiff. It's just really nice. It's just the sample that was in this kit.
Really?
Yeah, really nice. What
floss?
A beautiful surprise. Floss seems okay. Floss seems okay. This is one of the reasons we haven't done kits a lot, like especially mass-produced kits that you might find like we've always wanted to put like a little Stitch People bundle of something in like a Costco. I think would be really, really fun, or Target, you know, where you buy like a box and it has all the like basic starter materials and the maybe Stitch People basics workbook, do it yourself. But a lot of the companies that put those kinds of things together to save money will only do like knockoff floss. And I feel really, really passionately that like good tools and good materials really do impact your work. Like it's easier to work with nice floss. It's easier to work with a quality needle. So anyway, so I'm always scrutinizing of the type of floss that are in these kinds of kits. Hello from New York. Hello.
Where in New York?
Yeah, we're in New York. Western, upstate, city.
Lizzie lived in New York.
I lived near Rochester growing up. So I know the plight of, I'm from New York. Oh, Manhattan? Nope, 9 hours away, still in the same state. But I get it. People know New York. For the cité, I think I have enough that I'm just going to do all 6 threads because I like the look of it on the cover.
Do you mind if I move the camera down a little bit?
Can you tip it? Is it tippable?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And now you can see Zazu.
Oh, yeah. No, we may need even more of that.
Well, because, yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's a vibe.
It is the most obnoxious celebration of 90s shamelessness that I have ever encountered. We went to, we filmed a short film over the summer, and it premiered at the Culver City Film Festival back in December, and we didn't have enough time to go to Disneyland like properly and spend some time, but we went to downtown Disney, had lunch, walked around some of the shops, and it's fun to see like how much they're catering to millennials who are like, you know, the moms and dads. And we noticed a lot of Lion King, we noticed a lot of Emperor's New Groove,
yes,
and a lot of Goofy movie merch, like art and merch. It's a good time. It's a good time to be at Disney.
Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. All right.
Okay, right on. Very cool. Brooklyn's nice.
I'll look that up. Let's see. Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
Do.
Oh, nice. Like right on the...
Oh,
Oops.
cool.
Whoop. Okay. All right, Google. Stop.
Okay. Here we go on my pattern. I'm finally in it. Finally doing it. I'm curious at the end of January if anybody has any thoughts about New Year's resolutions. Are any of you resolution folks? And if so, how are they going? I'm not like anti-resolutions, but we're more planning and goal setting.
Yeah.
More than like a resolution. Like I'm going to go to the gym every day, or I'm going to lose 30 pounds, or, you know, it's more like we try and use the new year as a time to recalibrate, reset. We've taken the habit of every Saturday morning, except for this one, because we're here. We've started setting aside like 2 hours every Saturday morning to just do like life stuff, because we find that time flies by, and then it's spring, or then it's fall, or then it's Christmas again, and there's just still like life stuff we need to decide and discuss, and like crap in the carport that like has been sitting there, and who's going to take care of it, and what do we want to do, or budgeting in a more conscious way, or these kinds of things, and so that's been really cool to just like set aside the time, and it's getting to the point where I am looking forward to that more than sleeping in on a Saturday.
Wow.
Because it gives me such a sense of like clarity and control and peace, the illusion of control, that it's just like our brains are unified on life stuff. What food do we have in the fridge? Do we need to go grocery shopping? Who's meal planning? These kinds of things. So, here from Michigan. I was born in Michigan. I make resolutions the same way. Nice, Patty. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Patty, Spence and I went to the local university. They have a planetarium there in the science building. And we went to this cool show about like, it was like the greatness of the galaxies, or something like a planetarium show. Written and executed by scientists. But it was really interesting. And that's like just down the road, trying to... we have a rec center in the next town over, a brand new one. Our rec center is pretty good in our town, but
also relatively new.
But the one down the road's bigger, and they have this really cool pool. So like, I think in a week or two, I've put like we're gonna finally go swimming at their really cool pool. Trying to do fun things. I don't do sets up for failure. I feel the same way, where it's like. What's that phrase about like the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions or something like that? Like that's how and it sets you up. It like trains your brain that if you're not exactly perfect on the thing, then you are just gonna fail or whatever. So yeah, setting more general guidelines that feel attainable and where the ebb and flow of life is sort of built into it. I think that's great. Take more pictures of myself and family. That's wonderful. Michelle, I'm the same way. Dog pictures.
When my phone is only full of dog pictures.
I forget. And in some ways that's nice that like you're having such a good time doing a thing that you don't have your phone out. But then it's also like, yeah. There's this cool app my friend uses. I'm going to see if I can find a link that has been helping me in this regard. It's called... 1SE, 1 second every day. 1SE. It's a little video diary. It's literally, the idea is you take 1 second videos every day. And so then it'll do like a month roundup, and it'll just be like a second. And it's more than you think. A second is more time than you think, but it just sort of, if you're out to a show, or if you're doing a hike, or, you just take a little video and it keeps a diary, and it's really fun to see that build up. It does photos too, but I decided to start off with the no spend month. Oh, that's a good idea, Ashley. Oh, an $1,100 car repair. That's no fun. No fun at all, even a little bit. Those surprise expenses are brutal. Brutal. That's like the stuff about like, what are they, adulting, that I feel like you don't get set up for. I'm like, oh yeah, you got your rainy day fund or whatever, but then it disappears and fast, which is no good.
Michelle, Provo. The Provo Rec Center has a great rec center and a great pool.
Yeah.
I put that in there because I didn't see
Oh yeah, we live in Orem. It's just... Orem, boring. But yeah, the Provo Rec Center is, I think bigger.
Yeah, and like if you've got kids, the Provo Rec Center's got very cool kids stuff in the pool area.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I just had to do my initial counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Intentional family time with our teens.
Oh, that's fun.
That's great. How many teens? What a fun time of life. From the teen side.
Yeah.
I only know the teen side.
I like teenagers. I can say that because I don't have kids of my own who are teenagers. So I'm sure any of you with actual teenagers are like, ha ha ha. But I do like teenagers. Okay, let me see what this is trying to tell me to do. What?
Are we now getting into the counted part?
So like my
Hard.
my talking is gonna go way down. No, it's just these are cute little flowers that are, the vertical stitches are 2x2. It's like a cross. You make a vertical horizontal cross of 2x2, and then you do 1x1 diagonals. So I just had to understand the assignment here.
Oh, 2 teens, 13, 16.
Nice. Oh man, maybe not though. I was once a 13-year-old with a 16-year-old sister. 3 years is like, we decided 3 years is just a little too much of a gap sometimes. Like 2 years, you're close enough that you can still be more like peers. But the difference between a 13 and a 16-year-old is significant. But the 13-year-old thinks they can hang with the 16-year-old and her friends. Ask me how I know.
That was me and my sister.
Which
too.
drives the 16-year-old crazy.
Yeah, my older sister was not always a fan of me just hanging on to all of the birthday parties and the
I'm cool.
get-togethers with her friends.
Like, no, you're in middle school. Go away. But my sister and I are really good friends now, so if your kiddos aren't, there may be hope. We didn't become friends till college, truly. So it might take a minute. My only goal this year is to get the first.
Godspeed.
The first of the 5. Oh, hey, there you go. Yeah, senior year. That's a lot of driving for you, unless the senior can drive. I just remember, oh man, I had so many activities. So many extracurriculars in high school. All the bands, all the orchestras, all the drama, all the theater, I even trained cross country, but because of all the band and drama stuff, I only ever ran like 2 meets. But the coach was cool. He still let me train with them. Because I just liked running. Well, no, I didn't. But my dad likes running, and I wanted to do a thing to make him proud, and I still don't really like running. But
Really?
no, it depends. Every once in a while, I'm like, that will feel nice in my body. But I don't like, because running feels like going somewhere, but you're not. Really? It's just like doing a circle. Or doing going out and back. Or like, I don't know. It psychologically feels like I should be making progress somehow. Instead of just like, and back where I started. And just, I don't know.
What was the last hour for?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for my brain to compute the going of my body to nowhere in particular. Like, I don't know.
It's hard for me to stay motivated for that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like, as a kid, I loved ultimate frisbee. That was my jam. That was a great cardio exercise. But yeah, running is tough for me. Like even rowing on a machine, is great exercise and great strength training. But yeah, it's just you're in the same place.
But see, rowing, a rowing machine, because I didn't grow up rowing on water. To me, that's this is the activity of this machine. We're rowing and working these muscles. Versus walking and running feels like it should be. I do like walking for leisure.
Miss Mimi, I swam in high school for 1 year. Accidentally joined the swim team. I will say, swimming. There's something a little more zen about swimming. There's something about being underwater, and you kind of have to focus because you got to work on your breathing and your technique. And not that you don't have to focus on technique as you're running, but I think it's easier to sort of.
It's like an exceptional activity versus running is very close to just what I do to get from my office to my kitchen.
And what our ancestors have done for millennia to run from predators.
Yeah, I don't know. Running just feels... I have a hard time... as you can see, I have a hard time psychologically with running. I like a Stairmaster. I like weightlifting. I like other forms of exercise, but... Okay,
so... Sister and I are 3 years apart. Even as adults, it's a big gap and we aren't close. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, 3 years is a funny. Four is the older sibling feels protective of the younger sibling because it's definitely more. But then 2, you're You're like peers, but then 3 is like, go
Three's
away.
that weird in between. Elizabeth, we homeschool, so they're pretty close, but they do get on each other's nerves sometimes. Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Most of adult life is just going in circles. Yes. So why go out for a run and do more? You know what I mean? No, just kidding. Or go out and get your laps in and get better practice at going in circles. There's an argument there to be made. Man, but isn't that the truth? I just feel like so many of the days feel so the same that you wake up and it's the end of January and it feels like you only just took down Christmas decorations, feels like you only just took down Halloween decorations, feels like it was just summer. Everything just... That movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, always comes to mind of just that's what life is. Everything everywhere all at once all the time. Not in a bad way, just in a existentially stymieing way. Okay. Do we have any I bought a bike in the spring and now running that's interesting.
That is interesting.
So I bought a bike in the spring and now running feels like I'm not going far enough. That's an interesting result. I can see that where your brain's like, if you don't clock like 10 miles, 20 miles or whatever bikers do, cyclists. Yeah, very interesting. Maybe I shouldn't have used all 6 threads. I was kind of liking the look on the front.
You used all 6 threads?
Yeah, because it looks kind of thick on the front. And I was liking that look. But now it's feeling a little chunky. A little too chunky for my liking. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. I'll show you guys when I finish this flower, and you can tell me what you think.
Purse bag thing.
It's a cute little purse bag thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love a kit. I got a friend of mine gifted me a little Lego set for Christmas. It's the Harry Potter Potions Classroom. And I was able to do it in just an evening. It's one of the smaller ones. I never really grew up doing Legos or anything. And similar to the 4D puzzles, it was nice to just have a little project, one and done, little instructions and do this, do that, and then you have a thing, it's like, it's nice.
This is what Lizzie is working on.
Yeah.
It's a cute little purse.
Cute little coin purse.
Coin purse thing.
Kit that Erica Coda, she's Arca Coda on Instagram, sent me. But I'm doing all 6 threads, and I'm wondering if it's a little chunky. You can see how thick it's looking. If I want to restart it and not have it look as chunky, I should cut my losses and do it now. Nah, I don't want to be too picky. The point is the fun of making it. So that's what I'm having and doing here. Do you give yourself a certain amount of time every day for stitching? That's a good question, Patty. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it looks fine. Awesome. Thank you. I feel justified. I will keep on going. See, it's good. I don't know if it was in this. Yeah, I think we already posted it. We're doing like monthly theme posts. And this month was Get Stitching 2025, because a lot of people have experienced craft burnout post-COVID. So get, just a little bit back in your hobbies, things that light you up. And one of my tips for getting stitching is making stitchy friends. For exactly this reason, Miss Mimi G said, nah, it looks fine. And it's like just the validation enough to be like, no, you're right. I'm just going to keep going. I don't want to have to pick out what I've done. It's fine. Sometimes you just need a stitch friend. And here we all are on the Sip and Stitch hanging as stitch friends.
Let's do a poll.
Oh, Spencer's going to do a poll.
Have you experienced craft burnout over the last...
Well, it's like 5 years now. Maybe, yeah.
I'll say since COVID.
Since COVID. Yeah, like Joann's. If you guys have Joann's near you, Joann's declared bankruptcy, and there's like a bunch of Joann's locations around the country closing because people went crazy with crafting, obviously, during stay-at-home time. And then loaded up on all the craft supplies they will ever need, burnt themselves out on all of the crafting activities they will ever do, and like stopped. And we've seen it. It's hit our business and the bigger businesses too. And it's like, you know, nobody's fault. It's just a circumstance of the economy and the pandemic and all of that. So,
Elizabeth, did you ever find your needle?
oh no, drop needle. That's the worst. Yeah, careful with those feet.
Do you give yourself a certain amount of time every day?
Oh,
for
that's
stitching?
right. That's where this whole conversation thread started. Well, I'm going to tell you the honest truth, Patty. I don't stitch every day. It's funny. If any of you are ever thinking of starting an Etsy or starting a small business from a cross stitching or a craft that you really enjoy, you end up spending a lot less time doing that craft because you spend a lot more time running the business. You know, in my case, it's making patterns and, you've got to maintain the website and run customer service and this, that, and the other. So I actually only really stitch during sip and stitches or when there is a event, like the last one we did was the North Pole Village. Will you grab it, Spence? It's the big hoop just by the Ella Fitzgerald book. Yeah. So this was the last class we did in December, was Santa's Village, North Pole Village. So I finished this one, and I stitched on that for days and days and days at a time. But I don't allocate time every day for stitching. I should, and here's where my brain is because of needing to run Stitch People. The honest truth is my first thought is, oh, I absolutely should do that because then I could record it and have content for social media because that's how running a business online works. You have to feed the algorithms. Like I wouldn't say I'm a theater kid, but I am familiar with theater, and it reminds me of, if any of you have seen Les Mis, you know how it opens with like, and it's like Jean Valjean is a slave, and usually they're like rowing a boat or like pulling a chain, and like that's how I feel about social media. It's just like every day posting a thing, and you film your stuff and you edit the videos and post just for people to swipe by them, but at least you're feeding the computer that says you're still relevant. Like it's just this slog. So unfortunately for me, stitching, I have this mental block with stitching for fun because I feel like I owe it to like our community and our algorithms that, well, if I'm stitching, I should be filming it. So I don't just like stitch in front of the TV or stitch at the end of the day. I only stitch my office when I have my lights set up and my camera set up. So I'm a terrible person to ask about daily stitching habits. I'm curious if anyone in the comments has any thoughts about daily stitching habits. You know, do you stitch every day? Do you give yourself a certain amount of time to stitch? I know Andrea Emsley, who's really active in the Stitch People community, she stitches every day. That's like she comes home from work and has dinner and stitches in the evenings, which I think is awesome. I love, love, love that. I'm sure I'd get through a lot more projects and patterns if I did that. But since it's become my job, I'm not always inclined to do it like as a hobby in the evenings. I've gotten a little bit into gaming. I've mentioned it in past, so sorry for if I'm repeating myself for people who know, but Spencer and I got Switches, Nintendo Switches, years ago, but then when Hogwarts Legacy was announced, we bought a PlayStation so that we could play Hogwarts Legacy. It was like the nicest thing Spencer ever did for me. And I loved that game, and then I've since played Baldur's Gate 3 on PlayStation, and right now I'm working on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's like you're a Norse Viking colonizing England, you know, warring with, you can make alliances with the Danes or war with other clans of Danes and the Anglo-Saxons. It's actually kind of historical and fun. So I've gotten into gaming a little here and there for, you know, turning off the brain. I'm going to pause and watch some... Always here for you, Lizzie. You are absolutely right. The texture will look great once all the flowers in. Make feel. Oh, I like this. Hey. Oh, Jennifer. I love that. I'm going to read it out loud for anybody who's not reading comments. Jennifer says, this year, I decided to make all my family members cross-stitch portraits. I started in November and worked on it every day until Christmas, and it was the best time of my life. I have never been so relaxed.
That's so cool. How many portraits did you make?
That's amazing. I love that. And like, of course I love that it's portraits, but the point is like stitching. There is definitely a correlation with cross stitching and mindfulness and just the repetitive motion and it's so satisfying to just, if you wanted to make portraits for your family for Christmas and then every day, little by little, you see that all come together and you check them off one at a time. There's something satisfying about the accomplishment of it as much as the stitching of it, I'm sure, which is so cool. I think I'm experiencing back to normal burnout. I relate with that so much. It's taken a couple years, I would say, for Spencer and I to sort of get back to like pre-COVID pace. And I know a lot of people have had to even faster than that because of kids and things like that. But like I just threw things off so strangely. Like I'm only now back into my exercise habits as good as they were. Because I do like going to a gym, and when I couldn't, it was like just took all the wind out my sails. But the social burnout for me that's such an adjustment. Let's see. I hope our Joann's doesn't close either. I work at a university and needleworking club started last year. There are more than 30 girls and guys. Love that. I love that, Roxanne. That's cool to know. I've thought the Provo Library, if anybody's in Utah, does a crafting night.
Really?
Yeah, I think they have kits you can buy for like $5 if you don't have something to bring, but it's like a bring anything.
That's cool.
When we were thinking of moving to California, which now that the areas we were looking at are decimated, has changed our plans. Or at least adjacent areas we were looking at. I was thinking one of the fun things to do there would be to do a
little crafting night.
once a month, live sip and stitch, like in person. Could be fun, but maybe we do it in Utah. I don't know. Confession, I'm doing a huge diamond art I've been working on for 5 years. Oh, I love that. Bye, Laura, age 41. I love that. Those diamond patterns are cool, and they are the same thing as cross stitch patterns. So if any of you see those like pixel diamond art things and are like, man, I wish that was a cross stitch pattern, the secret is it is, because they're both just on grids. You just have to choose your own colors, but you can cross stitch any diamond art pattern. I get so involved with work that I'm too tired at the end of the day. Yeah, Patty, you just gotta stitch when it works for you. No guilt. Nothing like that. 3, I just need to count before I read more comments. 1.
The poll was interesting. More people said no, they have not experienced
no burnout? Hey, well, there you go.
Which is great.
And that's really great, but it's, we're all like, we're the ones on the sip and stitch,
yeah,
so it makes sense.
That's true.
If anybody's experiencing craft burnout, they are not crafting right now on the sip and stitch. Enjoy cross-stitching at lunch. Oh, that's great, Justine. A really nice shift of energy, I'm sure, from, whatever else you're up to. I play Fortnite. Oh, cool, Jennifer. Love that.
Change this to... Now it's top.
I don't play. I watch my husband play. Fantastic. It's kind of fun to watch. I like video games is a whole new world for me. I knew people do Twitch streaming, but I never really understood why. It's still not something that I'm drawn to, but a friend of mine has helped me understand like the appeal and the fun and of playing, watching other people play, that kind of stuff. I even streamed for a little while, just for some friends, which was fun.
Spider-Man 2, I'll have to add that to the list. I've heard like a lot of the Spider-Man movies lately have been great.
Yeah.
For the games have been great. Definitely have to check that one out.
Let's see. working on several projects. Love that, Denise. Yes. Gotta break it up. Just like move each of them forward. Michelle, Spencer started playing the Witcher games. But I think that'll be what I do after Assassin's Creed. I tend to just focus on one. It's hard for me to jump around. But I've heard that The Witcher 3 is like one of the best ever games.
Right. I can't remember which one I started. I think I was doing Witcher
Michelle,
2.
could we just jump into Witcher 3 or do we have to play the first ones? I try to stitch at least an hour. It ends up being 2 to 3 hours. Very relaxing. Hey, if you're gonna end up spending 2 to 3 hours doing something, hey, at least it's a relaxing thing. That's really good, I would argue. 15 portraits between November and December. Jennifer, I am impressed.
Wow.
I am not worthy to be in your presence, ma'am. That's very, very impressive. Well done. Well done. I hope that must have been so satisfying to gift those. I hope you got to see some of them in person, like react. That was always my favorite, is making portraits for friends and family. And you know, they open it up and they go, that's us, that's me. You got my, you know, whatever shirt. You got my whatever accessory. Oh my gosh, you made this? Oh my gosh. The tears, the joy. It's always so fun. My brother's a Fortnite fanatic. He loves it. That's great. I've heard good. Have you played Fortnite a little bit?
Yeah. I finally jumped in like just a month or so ago, and I was like, what is this game that everybody talks about? It's fun. It's nice. Just I've only ever played like the battle royale, like, you know, the rounds with 100 other people.
Oh, okay.
I should probably branch out to some of the other styles, but no, it's a fun little game.
Cool. Right on. I enjoy watching games. So Witcher is a good one. Oh, cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I like games with a good. It's cool. Some of you, if you're not like into gaming or anything, what's cool is they call it mocap, motion capture. There's such story, and like, you know, gaming used to just be like Mario Kart racing, or like, I think what was that?
Like the arcade style.
Yeah, the arcade style, but that first one that everybody.
Pong?
No, the shooter one, that like Halo, and some of those early ones, you know, they're like the battle style, but gaming has evolved to be really, really heavily story based, and they fully hire actors, sometimes like Hollywood actors. Mm-hmm. They capture their voice, their faces, their movement, and create just really, really great narratives and cut scenes to drive the story of the game forward. And it's almost like interactive movies sometimes, which is really, really cool.
Well, and it's fun to see it's fun to see some video games getting properly turned into TV and film, like Last of Us.
Oh yeah,
such a great adaptation of a video game.
Yeah,
and that is one where, again, we've not been super huge gamers in our lives, but when that came out, the TV show, I was like, well, this is interesting. So I was playing Last of Us while watching it, and that was a really cool thing to see. You know, just like a book turned into a movie, you've got to account for a couple of different things. You've got to change the plot just slightly here and there. So it was fun to see kind of the choices they had to make about plot, translating it from the game to the TV show. But another great recommendation if anyone is interested in The Last of Us. Yeah. I think season 2 is out or coming out. When is that coming out?
Soon?
April. Oh, I cannot wait.
That's good. That'll be fun.
Pedro Pascal.
I like him a lot. Everyone loved their gifts. Wish I could have showed you all. Aw. Well, you know, you're very sweet. It's all thanks to you. But you're the one who did all the work. You know what I mean? It's like you can give people all sorts of ideas and tools and things, but it doesn't do anything if you don't do the thing. So you're very sweet, but that's all your hard work. My goodness. Let's see. The wallpaper is really unique. Oh, thank you, Lori. Fallout was good season 1. Oh yeah, we started Fallout.
We should pick that one up.
That was cool. We started watching.
We got
and heard
distracted.
It's a good game. Yeah, I can't remember why. It was holiday season, I think. yeah, so many good shows, and it's fun to see, like you said, to see books turn into things and games turn into things. Okay, I gotta count for a second.
All right, well, while you count, I'm going to ask, so Colleen, I'm looking at your comment. If I don't find at least an hour every day, if I don't stitch at least an hour every day, I have a much higher stress level. Which is so cool that you found that like stitching for an hour is something to help combat that. I know that other people use exercise, some people use reading, and I'm just curious for everyone in the chat, what is your like go-to activity to reduce stress?
Okay, here's a very clarifying question. Is it something people do consciously for stress reduction, or something people do that they enjoy anyway and it has the side effect of reducing stress? One or the other, or both?
One or the other. Yeah, either or.
Okay. That like, I don't love running, but I know it's the surefire way to reduce my stress, so I force myself out every half hour, or for a half hour every day. That's what I meant to say.
Every
half hour on the hour. No, half an hour a day because I know it reduces my stress. You know, there's logic to that. Some people, I have a friend who's like that with running. She's like, I don't love it, but it just is good for my mental health. The side effects outweigh the resistance of not enjoying it as much.
Cuddling puppies is one.
Aw, cross stitch in Fortnite, perfect. Mario Kart and Dr. Mario, fun. Spencer is an intense Mario Kart player.
Should we play some Mario Kart?
He is like next level. Like,
do you play on the world? Like, do you play worldwide or regional? Like, do you do online playing? And if so, what's your level?
He knows all the things. Yeah, what's your level? What's your setup?
Also, yeah, what's your setup? Are you a Caterpillar?
I'm a Yoshi standard cart, small wheels. What's those small blue wheels?
The blue rollers, maybe?
Yeah, those little guys for dexterity. But I hear Waluigi on the Caterpillar cart is the way to go on the worldwide stage.
Well, actually, I think now we're getting into some real nerdy territory. No, I think that the physics have changed a bit recently.
Okay.
Because you used to play worldwide and everyone was on
Waluigi Caterpillar cart. Yeah.
You don't see that as much anymore. And so I think that they sort of evened out the algorithm a bit.
Okay, that's interesting. Hi, let's see. Hi, it's been a while. Happy to be back. Happy to see your face. Oh, hi, Christian. That's so nice. Happy to be here.
Is it Christian? Christiane?
Christian? Whatever it is, beautiful name. I do like the we have a friend Christian with Christina's, that whole.
Yeah, I've got a sister, Christina.
Yeah. Cross stitch and Roblox. Not just one thing. Take a bit of time each day. Stitching, video games, reading. That's good. That's healthy. With my winnings from Stitch People Day. That's right. I made 11 individual 2 family stitch portraits. Fantastic. Oh, Denise, I love that. I think Denise won our full digital library. Is that right, Denise?
I can't remember.
I think so. We gave away a lot of things on Stitch People Day.
Christiane. Okay.
Christiane, that's nice. Cross-stitching training for triathlons.
Christiane, how long has it been?
Amazing. Christiane Walls. That's a great name.
Oh, by the way, speaking of giveaways and Stitch People Day things, we are going to do a giveaway.
Yes, it's funny. Spencer and I each have. I'm doing. I've decided I wanted to do like first of the month giveaways, just to give life something to look forward to. And he was like, "What if we did sip and stitch giveaways?" And so, given that, just so people can plan, one of the things we ran into with the Stitch People Club Sip and Stitches is to try and accommodate schedules. We would put them on different times and at different days. But this year, all Sip and Stitches are at 10 a.m. Mountain on the last Saturday of the month. Yep. Just so that you can plan, like, I don't know when it is, just the last Saturday of the month. But Spencer's idea is to do Sip and Stitch giveaways.
Why not?
For, which I'm like, hey, cool, let's do it. So what's your plan, Stan? What are we giving away? Take it away.
Well, my plan was to do just like a gift card to the shop.
Right on. Cool.
And then let people choose what they wanted. So why don't we do let's do a $25
Oh man, we're starting strong.
Why not?
How do we, just for live attendees of the Sip and
Yeah,
Stitch?
how about this? Let's see. What's the best way to do this?
Figuring out giveaway details in real time.
In real time. Yeah, I didn't really think past let's do it. How about...
Oh, starting back up. Yay.
If I do a poll, do I actually see who voted? No, I don't see who voted. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Starting... So I'll say go, and when I say go, what I'd like you to do is put a comment, and the comment should be easily distinguishable as like your giveaway entry. So just make the comment giveaway, and I'll say start, and I'll say stop, and you need to get in your comment between that time frame.
Well, let's just give it from now
until the end.
Until the end, yeah. We have about a half an hour left. Because there might be somebody like making food for their kid right now who like can't drop everything and just comment, but they've been here the whole time.
Christiane, we'd love to have you back. Yeah, we've changed things a little bit. Obviously, the Sip and Stitch is now here on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're reducing...
Just a little more accessible, easy.
Yeah.
The name of the game for Stitch people is we're trying to just like make it easy.
Yeah.
Remove barriers, give you the calendar of all the holidays coming up to stitch about, that kind of stuff. So how about from now...
For the next, we'll say 10 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
We'll do 10 minutes. So, yep, we've got some giveaway comments coming in. So, in the next 10 minutes, just comment giveaway, and then I'll keep track of everyone who... Yep, the comment is just giveaway. Put it in the comment there, and I'll start to keep track of everyone, and then we'll just do a random selection of everyone who has done that in the next 10 minutes. So I'll start a timer, and then kind of let you know as we're getting close to that time. And then we'll have the winner just send us an email, and we'll get it all sorted.
That's exciting. Giveaway.
Timer.
It's always a party when Spencer shows up.
That's very kind. And also inaccurate. But
I'm like, but we're doing a monthly giveaway at the beginning of the month. And he's like, so let's do a Sip and Stitch giveaway too. And I'm like, right on. I don't know why not.
Reward the lovely folks
I was raised frugally. Just can't just be giving stuff away all the time. Why not? Life's too short and things are really hard all over the world. So who even cares? Might as well give something away.
Oh, this is going to be easy. Okay.
Oh,
I can
good.
just copy and paste these into Excel.
Nice.
Perfect.
I'm so excited. Okay, I'm making some flower progress here. It's turning out pretty cute. Pretty stinking cute. Okay. Gotta count over for my next little cluster. What is that? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And this was a full kit. Like, you've got the little...
Yeah, I've got the whole thing.
Oh, there it is. I see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go.
Got it, Elizabeth. Got it, Katie. Speaking of the sip part of the Sip and Stitch, do you need any water? Do you need any coffee? Do you need any something?
I don't have any sip for my
no
Stitch.
No sip for your Stitch.
Could I ask you a very specific favor?
Yes, absolutely, of course.
Could you fill up my water bottle and put in one of those crystal lights?
Yep.
Yes.
Can do.
I've gotten back into, in college, in high school and college, Crystal Light has this wild strawberry flavor that it's like energy. Crystal Light has caffeine in it. And I used to call it Happy Water in college. That was like my morning beverage of choice. And I'd make my Happy Water and I'd go to jazz band. And I stopped drinking it for a while. I got more into like natural sweeteners, like stevia-based water flavors. And then I got sick of those. And I got back into my Happy Water. So Crystal Light, Wild Strawberry. If any of you want more hydration with your energy beverage of choice, that is also like sweet and tangy and delicious. Crystal Light, Wild Strawberry.
This
Happy Water for you and for me. It's really good, especially in cold water. It's so refreshing. I like it a lot. Oh, okay, Stitch folks in the chat. I just learned about something new. And it may be controversial. I understand this. So, like, I am kind of ignorant to this subject, so if you have strong feelings, I don't mean to elicit them to you. I learned about a product called Zyn. Z-Y-N. Are any of you familiar with this product? Zyn. Apparently it's really popular. There's things called like Zynfluencers, who are like super into Zyn. And what it is, and I know how this is gonna sound, so this is why it's controversial. I don't know much about it. This is why I'm asking. They're little, it's I think meant to be one of those like helpers to help you quit smoking. It's like a little packet of, they have different flavors like peppermint or whatever, nicotine, and you just like stick it under your lip or something. And a friend of mine says that she uses them when she gets bad headaches because it'll constrict the inflamed like blood vessels in your head. And it within a matter of minutes that you just like put one of these in your mouth and it seeps in your bloodstream and just like will erase your headache right away. And I've never heard of this. I'm curious if any of you have heard of Zyn, Z-Y-N. And that it's like, it's not tobacco. It's just the nicotine part, right? Like it's just the arguably medicinal part. It's not smoking. It's not tobacco. It's just the chemical element that like, anyway, she said that she gets migraines and that's like, if she can catch it early and get one of these and just let it like clear her mind. I'm fascinated by this. And she was like, oh yeah, it's a thing. It's like all over, I don't know, TikTok, whatever. I have no idea. I'm curious if any of you have ever heard of this, have ever used it, if you swear by it, if I am in like, if this is dangerous territory, stay far away. I really don't know much about it. My brother uses it as dip replacement. I've not heard for headaches. Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. We've got other water. My sip is emergency. Ooh, I like emergency. Hydration tablet. Yes. I got into like electrolytes too for a while, like electrolyte replacement. Wild berry poppies. We love poppies. Circle water bottle. Spencer just pulled up an ad and I'm like, what? Customizable flavor dial? Circle looks amazing. No sugar, 0 calories.
And you
okay.
Have, like, flavors and you like just load them into your little water bottle thing.
That's so cool. Okay. Okay, Circle water bottle. I see you. Thanks for sharing, Becky. Not heard of Zyn. Brother use it. Spencer, I haven't gotten into playing Mario Kart online, but Wendy and Lakitu are my go-to characters. Lakitu is a great character for karting. We have those in South Africa, but didn't know you could use it for headaches. Wonder if it will work for migraines. Yeah, I have. Oh, I didn't realize South Africa. That's cool, Jennifer. Yeah, anyway, fascinating to me. Apparently it's like a thing and I didn't know about it, and apparently I'm feeling better that a lot of you have also not heard about it, to be honest with you. Feeling way less out of the loop. I'm definitely at I turned 35 on my last birthday, and like I'm definitely at that age where I am not cool. Like I'm officially a middle-aged adult. I do not understand the Gen Z. I don't like there was a while there where I was bridging the gap, you know, in like my late 20s. Early 30s was COVID time, so it just like, those were the invisible years. And then all of a sudden, I come out of the pandemic era to just being old, like officially an adult, no longer cool by any measurable metric. And so anytime it's like, oh yeah, everybody knows about this, I'm like, womp womp, like, I don't even like any of Spotify's top 40 recommendations. I miss Justin Timberlake.
Who's playing tonight in Salt Lake City, by the way?
I know. If it weren't for having had a very, very busy week, I would have jumped on it. I'm probably a very bad fan that I wouldn't.
Not at all.
I bet he puts on a good show. Has anybody seen Justin Timberlake live?
I'm sure it's a great show.
I bet he puts on a great show. He's been putting on great shows since Mouseketeers, you know what I mean? It's like in his DNA. Okay, Lakitu, South. Only just started seeing commercials for Zen. Okay, well, it's a...
Well, now we're all going to see commercials for Zen.
It's a Zenvasion.
Because the algorithms are listening, so
yeah,
you'll
freaking
probably
algorithms.
see it forever now.
You guys, I have such mixed feelings about algorithms because how wonderful we're on YouTube together, having a fun morning. You know, it's just a little accountability, like just hanging out with like people who also enjoy crafting. Thank goodness for the internet. And also, just this algorithm game is killing me. You know that phrase, like, you vote with your wallet? Just remember that about algorithms. Like, how long you linger on certain posts.
You vote with your eyeballs.
You vote with your eyeballs now. If you pause scrolling, they literally track the speed of scrolling. So if you're scrolling and, like, you pause to look, like, that's information that feeds the algorithms, and it will feed you more and more and more of that. So just remember, if you ever want to help a small business out, just leave your phone open and watch our reels on repeat.
On repeat.
There was a band, one of our favorite bands called Wolfpack. They band their fans together and banded together and played the algorithm. This was early days of Spotify. Mm-hmm. And they put out a track that was how long?
It
was short. Maybe like
an hour or so.
Maybe not even. I don't know. Whatever the length of their track was like the right length. Just the right length to feed the algorithm.
Spotify.
And I think it was even just silent.
Let's see.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they asked all of their followers to just play it on repeat. Like, when you go to bed, please leave your Spotify open, just play this on repeat.
It was a 10-track, 316-second album called Sleepify.
Cute.
And it was complete silence.
The whole album was complete silence.
The entire album, 10 tracks, 30 seconds a track. Nothing but silence, and they had fans just listen to it on repeat. This is in 2014.
Yeah, I don't think you could pull this off anymore.
And it fed the algorithm.
It boosted them to the top of like Spotify recommendations, and because they were just able to get their. Because it's not even a matter of talent anymore. It's about how long people spend on certain posts and paying for ad space, and it's just crazy.
Last call for giveaway entries. I've seen a couple trickle in, so just comment with giveaway. If you'd like to be part of the giveaway.
Giveaway. It's a giveaway time.
Bye, Michelle.
Mrs. Michelle leaving. Colleen says circle is awesome. That's great. We love that. Bye, Michelle. You don't have to be sorry. Go live your life in your day. I'm so glad you had fun. Come back next month, end of the month, final Saturday. That was backwards sentence listening me now.
Well done, Michelle. Well done. Got it in under the wire.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Sugar-free peach cobbler from a local spot. Love
yum.
that.
Sugar-free
Ice
peach
black
cobbler.
Cherry. I feel like we were told
Got it,
like hobbies equals cross stitch and being in bed by 8. That's the other part of like being solidly middle-aged is like, I do appreciate this about the pandemic era. The bar raised really high to like, it takes a lot to get me off my sofa, and not in like a boring way, but just in like, I really came to appreciate like spending time at home and like reading and the quietness of life. Which I'm really glad. I was definitely a person who like pack my schedule before, and yeah, Patty, the algorithms are it's really the best thing. The best comparison is you pay you vote with your wallet, and with the algorithms you vote with your eyeballs. When you don't have to pay for an app, your data is kind of what's being sold. Like, you are the product. So the apps will try and get as much information from you as they can, even around your privacy settings. Like, your privacy settings are legitimate. If you're like, don't track me, don't track my location, like, technically, from what we are told, they're not tracking your location and that kind of stuff. Privacy settings are real, but there's still information like scroll time, pause time, anything you like, anything you save, anything you send to a friend. What that does is it tells the algorithm that like, oh, people are liking this, people are watching this, people are pausing on this, they're sharing it, they're interacting with it. It must be worth promoting. And so it pushes it to more people, which is how virality works. You know, that the more people that interact with it, the more people see it, the more it's shared. So yeah, it's an interesting, and I don't want to say that these companies like don't want you to know that, but it's not as clear cut as like, oh, this store sells products. I want products. I will pay money for products. And then the store knows, oh, I need to carry more of these products for my customers because they're buying a lot of them. Like that, we think like that logic is very sound and very linear. And I think the like user interface designers, app designers, like they know that. And so they build these apps and things to...
Thank you.
Spencer's coughing over here. They build apps and things in a similar way so that it feels like a similar transaction, but it's just
nice.
with a different, with a different outcome. It's not always malicious anyway. Like theoretically, if you're watching a lot of dog videos, they're like, ooh, Patty likes dog videos. Show her more dog videos. You know what I mean? Like in some ways, they want to give you more of what you want, but they also want to keep you on the app and keep you engaged so that you scroll by more ads, and that's how they make money and that kind of stuff. So the more clickbaity stuff that they can send you that keeps you engaged, like that's why sometimes it's just you open up your apps and it's like these crazy headlines and these, you know, like, and you're just, and it grabs your attention like tabloids, you know, used to do, newspapers, magazines. But yeah, the algorithm just wants to keep your eyeballs on the screen, so it'll feed you whatever it needs to. Which is, it's interestingly, like one of our best performing TikTok videos. I really like uplifting content. I'm all about Stitch People being like, your creativity, your process, do it the way you need, like, to heck with my designs, make them your own, choose your own colors, like, very personalize and customize. And like the #1 video views for Stitch People's TikTok is like 3 things not to do when cross-stitching, which just sounds a little more clickbaity. Like, stop doing these 3 things. And it's just the negative version of a positive thing, that like 3 ways to make your cross-stitching more consistent, where I think the tips were like, you know, don't pull too hard, like you don't want to distort the holes of the Aida fabric, and don't, but instead of framing it as like, here are 3 tips to help you, the algorithm, people clicked more on like, the clickbait version of like, don't do these 3 things. Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's so interesting how it works. And I don't like that. I don't want to be that. So I don't know. And then I got flack in the comments too from some people who, because I think it fed that particular video to a lot of viewers who weren't as familiar with Stitch People, because I got a lot of comments like, or just motivate people to do what makes them happy. And I was like, oh my gosh, but nobody interacts with those videos. So those videos don't go anywhere. It's like, you can't win for trying. It's crazy. 2025 is such a weird time.
Okay, we've got our winner. So.
Oh no, Roxanne. I've done that too, where she says she'll leave her phone open and it'll just start playing through things, and then all of a sudden her algorithm is messed up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right. Can we do giveaway?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got our winner. What I did is I took all of the comments from the whole chat so far, found the ones with giveaway in them, even if it was like there was a comment that was like, so the comment is just giveaway. That's included. So I went and got all those and then double checked it and then ran a random selection in Excel. And our winner is Elizabeth Hernandez.
Elizabeth Hernandez!
So I'll put a comment in the chat to tag you. I think it'll tag you. Send us an email, info@stitchpeople.com, and we'll get that set up for you.
That's exciting.
Congrats, Elizabeth. Thanks for playing, everybody. I think we'll probably do this on every Sip and Stitch.
Why not?
Why not?
Because it's just fun and life's too short. That's exciting. Lori, I want to say, well, Spencer can speak to it better than me because he's Mr. Techie. She said, I share videos with my daughter. I never thought we were being tracked. I don't know. Depending on your privacy settings, I'm sure there's a world where it knows that you and your daughter share dog videos or whatever the content is, right?
Well,
but it's less that it's watching what you're sharing and with who, which it might depending on the app, but it's more that it's tracking the videos itself.
Yeah.
And so like random person posts random dog video, it might not know that Lori and Lori's daughter have exchanged it specifically, but it can't, the video is tracking that it is being shared. that like somebody has clicked the send button to someone else.
It also likely knows that like you sent that video. It may not track who it's sent to, but it knows that you took an action on that video.
Yeah.
And so, whether you watch the video, whether you like the video, whether you share the video, it probably weights those actions differently. But it probably does know that you, like, for whatever reason, you like dog videos.
Yeah, as
and
whatever our example is.
And we'll probably feed you more dog videos in the future.
Yeah, so it's, yeah. And that's, and this is the whole TikTok debacle going on in the United States, is that the argument is people don't quite understand those nuances. And so there's a lot of fear-mongering around, like, it knows everything about us, it's tracking us, which it is tracking you, but also Facebook and Instagram track you in the exact same ways. It's just a matter of, like, how that tracking, who owns the companies doing the tracking, and the types of tracking that they do. And especially with, I do think one of the arguments with TikTok is that they have sort of different algorithms for different regions in the world. That, like, I've heard China's TikTok is, like, very educational, and that America's TikTok is left to be a little bit more clickbaity, and that's, I don't know much about TikTok, but that's kind of what the greater conversation about, like, apps and privacy and that kind of stuff is like, what information do they have about the content, about the people specifically interacting with that content. I have to tell you, I say to Spencer all the time, like, I don't know what I would do, not because he has a information systems degree, and so knows how to code and, like, speaks all this tech language, and I feel really, really, really lucky that I can just look at him when I'm reading an article and be like, what does this mean? Because I'm a music major who cross stitches for a living and does plays and movies sometimes. Okay, it's way cooler than that, but it's not tech stuff.
We have a couple of people who have to run, so feel free to run.
Thank you for
we're
joining.
Getting to be in. We'll see you next month. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
And Patty, so your question, does the sharing or whatever action determine the money that's paid to the person that owned the original? In a lot of cases, it will.
Especially on the monetized platforms like YouTube.
Right. It will vary by platform, but platforms that do pay out to creators, more actions taken, the more money they will likely get. It's, depending on the creator, they may get a living and others may get, pennies. Just depends.
Yeah, it's an interesting world. I always joke that, like, because we get a lot of questions about, I want to sell portraits or I want to sell my work, which is awesome, and I never want to discourage you from that, but just know that, like, starting any version of an online business, that, like, you won't be starting a cross-stitch business, you're starting a social media business. Just that's the world we live in. If you intend to only sell online. If you want to do just, like, local craft fairs and stuff, I would say if crafting is your goal, I don't know why I'm on this tangent, but I'm realizing the amount of work that it takes to, like, maintain a website or an Etsy shop and all of those online things, taking photos, posting on social media, this kind of stuff, takes a lot of work that isn't your craft. So knowing inherently that to sell your craft will take work outside your craft, I would almost say that it would be more worth it to spend that time, like, work with your, like, Parks and Rec department, see if you can start a craft fair in your town, get crafters together in person to sell tangible items in person together, that kind of a thing. Because if you're going to be spending time outside of the crafting part anyway to run the business, you might as well have it benefit your community and take it offline. I think knowing what I know now, I might have put more time into that early days stitch people. Anyway, Justine, you're so nice. Thank you. I'm so glad that you were here this morning. Congrats, Elizabeth. Yay. Becky's out. Bye, everyone. And Spencer answered, okay, Jamie's gone. Jamie Caldwell, good to see you. Yeah, and I'm, like, just, like, explaining around a lot of things too, but I get on tangents. I just feel passionately about people doing what lights them up. And I have just learned a lot of lessons in Stitch People about having to do a lot of annoying and mundane parts of this work that I didn't know about, that I just, like, feel passionately about making sure other people know. kind of like what the reality is of starting up something online. So anyway, we're almost to 11:30, but we did start a couple minutes late. So I think I'll just rethread my needle and see these final comments through. Bye, Christiane. See you next month. Thank you for joining. So fun. I'm so glad we had so many people today. It's always fun to chat with everybody in the comments and see things going back and forth. And it's fun. We've had stitching projects, knitting projects, diamond dots projects happening. I can't see you on your end, but it's fun to imagine all of our crafty little minds going in the background all over the world.
Thanks, Patty. You too. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know we've had folks from all over the U.S. today, from England, from Australia, and South Africa? Not Australia, South Africa. That's what I meant. Maybe Australia, I don't know. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Susan. See you last Saturday of February. Stitchpeople.com/calendar if you need more event reminders. Yeah, let's see. Just discovered classics. Yay, Katie. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, our literature series. We have a whole bunch. Les Mis, Treasure Island, Great Gatsby. Yes, yes, yes. Sandra, thanks for catching us live. Yay. Exciting. Yeah, fun just Saturday morning hangs. So thank you all so much for joining. Thanks for being here. I think we'll wrap it up. You know, we're at about the 90-minute mark. So enjoy your weekends wherever you are in the world, whether it's warm, whether it's cold. Hope you can get outside, hang out with your loved ones, eat something delicious, go to bed early, sleep in if you can, all the good weekend things. We'll see you, I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, but the last Saturday in February, same time, same place. Make sure to bring a craft. Maybe you'll have an update on the one you're working on today or have finished it by then. I will probably be in this exact same spot next month. This will just be like my year-long tiniest project in the world. But it's fun to have something extra to do. Thank you guys all so much for joining. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you around Stitch People Instagram and Facebook group and newsletter and all that. So awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks
Bye for
all.
now.
Bye.